Juventus, they say Scottish football isn't at the best at the moment. Juventus can't do, or couldn't do, what the Scottish champions did to Lazio twice, home and away. Beat them. There you go.
Thank you. You rarely speak so highly of Scottish football.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, it's this great Juventus. Well, not a great side.
For the moment, though, what is wrong with Juventus? What is their biggest problem?
The manager.
In what way? Too weak?
If it was me...
Getting tactics wrong?
And
what?
they won't do it. If it was me, I'd get rid of him.
Why? This soon?
Well, Bayern have got rid of theirs and Tottenham have got rid of theirs. I know they've only lost a game, but they've not been convincing, and I'm not convinced by him. I think I would give the job to Mauricio Pochettino.
Ale, what do you think?
Well, I look at Juventus, and they lose a game against Lazio, and you may think, well, it's only their first loss of the season. If you've seen this team play over the course of the season so far, it's been coming. They've been getting by with just, I mean, I'm talking about just the bare basics. There hasn't been a performance in which you think, whoa, there you go. Look at them breaking people down, running away from teams, really imposing themselves with all the talent that they have out on the field. None of that. None of that. It's been just enough to get past people, just enough defending, just enough attacking, and eventually that catches up to you because somebody's going to play better than you, and somebody's going to take advantage of the opportunities they create, and somebody's going to put pressure on you. And what you see from Juventus is that it's not sustainable. The way that they've been playing, beyond their results, the performances, they're not sustainable in terms of being able to get what you want out of games. And so it's not a surprise that they lost to Lazio, and it's not a surprise that they struggle in the way they did.
Gab, Craig mentions that maybe now is the time for Juventus to move on from Sarri. What do you think of that suggestion?
Well, first of all, we know that Pochettino's a guy they looked at, they certainly pursued at the end of last season when Allegri left. So there's no question that they rate Pochettino very, very highly. That said, if they got rid of the manager, they wouldn't be getting rid of Maurizio Sarri. They'd be getting rid of this guy that goes by the name of Maurizio Sarri, but it's nothing to do with Maurizio Sarri because he doesn't play Sarri football. He does something else. He almost wore it as a badge of pride when he came in. He said, well, I'm not necessarily going to do the things I did at Napoli and tried to do at Chelsea. I'm going to be different, blah, blah, blah. Well, what he's doing is he's playing the way Allegri did last season, but the way bad Allegri did, and without Allegri's charisma, and without Allegri's ability to get his teams to hunker down and see out results. And Ali's perfectly right. The performances that they've had thus far, when they've gotten points, it's been down to individuals doing something late on or a break going their way or whatever else. This is not what Sarri was brought in to do, and he needs to sort this out. He needs to remember why he got the job in the first place, how he built his rep, and at least have a go. And if you are going to go down and lose your job and screw everything up, at least do it your way. At least do it the Sarri way, because that's what you're good at. That's what got you here. Don't try to do it by being somebody else.
Gab, sounds like a house on fire. Tell me why Inter Milan at this point won't win Serie A.
I think at this point there's a good chance they will. And I'll tell you what, weirdly, midweek, if Inter, if they beat Barcelona at home, Barcelona have already qualified, and they're through in the Champions League, then I would say that Serie A is still going to be open. If they go out, no question, Conte's going to put all his chips in the Serie A basket, and I think at that point, Inter become firm favourites to win the Scudetto.
Just 1 second,
which it might be anyway.
1 second, Gab. If Inter were to win the Scudetto, would Juventus in the summer, would that be a firing for Maurizio Sarri if they were not to win it this year?
I think it depends what they do in Europe. I mean, that's always the priority for them. You know, if they go deep in Europe, if they show signs of life, that things are coming together, if Ronaldo's happy and productive and says nice things about Sarri, all these things I think will come into the decision of whether he keeps his job or not.
The reason I brought up the Pochettino thing was because I'm not an apologist for Pochettino. I think he's a good coach. I think he still has a lot to prove. But I think going to a club that give him the resources and have got the resources would be a great opportunity. And the other reason I say it is the result, but the reason Ali mentioned and the boys have talked and Gab talked about is the performances. And I just think Juventus are a club that they seem to me to be a club that do not want mediocrity and have been used to in recent years being the top of the tree. And he's going to go somewhere. It's going to be one of the big clubs, but he's going to go somewhere. And I just feel that if you don't want to miss the boat with him, and it could be Man United, if Real Madrid struggle, which they're not, it could be there, then why not act now? If clearly things are not quite going the way you want, I would do it now if I was Juventus.
Ale, who are you more confident in, Inter Milan or Juventus when you watch them?
Wow, that's a loaded question there. I have to trust the history of success of Juventus and the history of success of those players out on the field. Whereas Inter, they're trying to get to that level, but they're not quite there yet. And even though they have a two-point lead is not exactly a commanding lead. It's something to give them a reason to believe, and it's something to get the attention of Juventus, but I just don't see that Inter is able to see this through.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.